Adrian's Action, my personal OD&C method. How often do you hear people say, we should have a more vibrant downtown? Or why is United Way doing that? It doesn't make sense. Or even, why is the Knight Foundation funding that idea? I don't get it. Adrian's Action allows all stakeholders to come to the table and contribute thinking to a fully embraced plan. It will actually be completed from beginning to end, not just an idea or a project that was started and didn't finish, or a project that never got grant funding. Adrian's Action is a conversational process that brings communities together to transform ideas into action. This method brings funders, possible or current grant recipients, community members, and organizations to the table to share projects and grow them and bring them to life. This method helps many people from many different perspectives. First, as a community organization. It is allowing buy-in from not only community members, but from foundations, where the money is. As a community member, this is a place to put your project in front of a funder or an organization and allow them to help build upon your ideas. It will help discuss where it fits in within the community, or to let you know if the idea is even currently being done. And lastly, as a foundation, this could be a new platform for how foundations fund grant recipients. It can also be a place where the recipients of their funding come to vet, grow, and put their grant into practice. Using this method will bring communities together, allow foundation projects to be executed, and for funding to go further, and for duplications of services within communities to stop. This method takes a strategic approach of combining community weaving, charrettes, and ProAction Cafe, and invites foundations, grant recipients, and submissions, community members, and organizations to the table. Community weaving is an approach used for collaborating among individuals, organizations, and systems. It is also used to help identify assets and resources within a community. The importance of interlacing community weaving throughout this method is to allow space for any community member to contribute to a project in their own way and helps to build and bridge social and human capital within your community. The ProAction Cafe is a methodology for creative and inspirational conversation where participants are invited to share their questions around projects and get input from others to help move from question to action. The original concept of a ProAction Cafe is a blend of World Cafe and open space technology. The importance of weaving the ProAction Cafe into the method is the structure to plan meetings with an end goal of an executed project. A charrette is an intensive planning session where citizens, designers, and others collaborate on a vision for development. The importance of bringing pieces of the charrette design to this method provides a place and a time to involve ideas and unique feedback from a designer constituency. This is a voice that is not often heard from the beginning stages when working with grassroots civic projects. Bringing a combination of these three methods together forms Adrian's Action. This method takes place over 3 separate meetings with 3 rounds of different questioning in each round. These meetings take place in the span of 3 to 12 months. The amount of participants depend on the amount of projects divided by 4. For example, if you have 40 participants, you can have a maximum 10 project callers with projects. Each separate meeting is divided into 3 phases. These phases are, number 1, bringing the project to life, number 2, designing the project, and number 3, execution of the project. In phase 1, bringing the project to life. In this meeting, the project caller is bringing their idea to the attendees of the event. There are 3 rounds of questions, and everyone moves after each round, very similar to a World Cafe. The first question, what is the quest behind this project, allows the question to deepen the need and purpose of the project. The second question, what is missing? This question explores what can make this project more complete and possible. Who needs to be involved? Does there need fundraising? Are there any community spaces that we need? Issues of that sort. And lastly, round 3, what am I learning about myself and my community? This question's discussed if the community and everyone involved is excited about this project. Is it currently being done? and who can help and how. The purpose of meeting one is to put your project out into the world and receive feedback from community members, organizations, and funders. Gaining this information will allow the project caller to truly think about the project and its viability. If this is something that they would like to move forward with, they now have a start to a process map that can move them forward. The list should be tackled or at least started prior to coming to the next meeting for a status update and the ability to move forward. The follow-through in this method is the continuous phases. The caller of the project has work to be done between each meeting. Participants can help or just contribute to ideas. It's up for them to decide. In phase 2, designing the project caller is allowing participants to contribute to designing the project and creating steps towards execution. Everyone from the original phase is involved, along with others who may have wanted to attend the event. This meeting has the same format as round 1, as there are still 3 rounds of questions and everyone moves after each question. Question 1, how can we help? Who should be involved? This question discusses who needs to be included in the project. Are there specific people or organizations that the project callers should be working with? Question 2, what key event needs to take place or happen? What needs to happen in order to move the project forward? Did anything get missed in phase 1? What steps should the project caller make sure are happening? And then question 3, how do I execute? Now that a lot of the steps have been outlined in the previous questions, what does execution look like, and what are other thoughts around making the project a success? Asking inclusive questions gives the participants a sense of ownership as they help and continue to build this project. The outcome of this phase is to gain more clarity around the project and design a shell of how the project should be executed. Again, the outcomes of the questions will drive the project caller to continue to move the work forward after phase 2. Phase 3, executing the project. In this meeting, the project caller is allowing participants to help execute the project. Everyone from the original 2 phases are involved, along with anyone who might have been named in the last phase who can contribute to the movement of the project. In this round, you will want to welcome individuals who are mentioned in round 2 regarding who we need at the table. Question 1, what has been successful and how can we capitalize on opportunities? In this step, the project caller will discuss what has been successful and gain feedback on what additional opportunities are and how they can be capitalized on. Question 2, what has been successful? How can we improve? Where are we stuck? The project caller will discuss what has been unsuccessful and discuss with participants ways to re-strategize or get unstuck. And question 3, how do we re-execute? This question is to determine if the project caller has continued to stay on the right path. Do we need to look at other ways to strategize? Or can the project caller continue to move forward and finalize what needs to be done and who needs to be involved? Is there anyone from phase 3 who might want to contribute on the execution of the project? The outcome of this final stage or phase is to have a project plan that is ready, if not extremely close to being executed. This is a stage where the project caller should have enough information and knowledge to know that the project will be successful and to carry it through. The premise of this method was based off of Tuckman's teamwork theory. One of the most frequently cited models of group development is Tuckman's forming, storming, norming, and performing model. It describes 4 linear stages that a group will go through as it makes decisions and executes a project. This is important to Adrian's action as the main premise of this model is making decisions as a community with an end goal of project execution. The guiding principles of Adrian's action are listen to understand and contribute. If you are here, you are the right person. Bring value in listening to understand what other participants are sharing. Always ask, how can I help? Is there something tangible you can contribute? Or what knowledge are you bringing to the group? And lastly, together we know more. Build your collective community knowledge and build off of conversation that is taking place throughout each phase. The core beliefs to Adrian's action are inclusion, transparency, structure, and trust. In inclusion, working together with a diverse group of individuals will create a synergy and increase capacity. With transparency, people are more likely to support what they help create. And structure, knowing the importance of sticking to a created plan. And trust, be open and be honest with all participants. Adrian's action allows for a simple idea to be brought to life and executed not only correctly and intentionally, but also with a true sense of community. As Margaret Wheatley once stated, seeing with new eyes gives us the capacity to solve problems instead of creating more of them. This method allows us as a community to develop the confidence and strength necessary to persevere in the work that not only needs to be done, but should be done for the betterment of the place that we call home.